Last time on Dock of Shame.
If I was locked in a room with a gun with only 2 bullets, and in that room was Hitler, Stalin, and Kangaroo Jack,
Whoa!
I would strangle Kangaroo Jack with my bare hand.
The guy started going away, and the girl was freaking out, and then suddenly Mandor handed her.
Damn it! I was gonna say it.
Welcome, campers, to the Dock of Shame podcast. My name is Matt. Welcome to the island. We've got fun and games. Joined with me are...
I'm Chris, and I am the human equivalent of a raspberry Kit Kat.
Hi, my name is Matt Walsh, and I'm the human equivalent of Chris.
I'm Gabe, and I keep fucking running away those Atlas moths.
Those damn Atlas moths, man.
We've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing, which is why we haven't recorded in a month and a half.
Well, yes, and also other things I think have also happened.
Also other things.
In
other
this
things
world.
have been happening. we won't go into a ton of detail.
But the most important thing that's happened has been Animal Crossing.
Has been Animal Crossing.
Yes.
Yes, nothing.
We're
else.
living
Yes.
in Resident Evil times.
Yeah, I don't think anything
too.
else has really happened to the world.
No,
Oh.
it's been pretty chill. So,
With that said,
today,
please stay the fuck home.
Yes, stay the fuck at home. Today we will be talking about the Total Drama Island episode, Phobia Factor. It's a very, very interesting one. I think it's a play on Fear Factor, but not as catchy because it's copyrighted.
Yeah.
We get the recap. This wasn't, there wasn't anything super of note in this recap, but, and I think this was already kind of implied, but Chris kind of says explicitly here that he has a say in what happens in the challenges. Like, it's not like a producer thing. It's just Chris chooses what the challenges are.
Yeah, I think it's been implied since the beginning that he is the puppet master to the puppeteer that is Total Drama Island.
Right. And like other reality shows don't have that that thing.
Sure.
It's just the producers or whoever are the ones who decide.
I also want to note that that this is the most unenthusiastic Total Drama Island to date. Not in terms of the episode. I meant literally when Chris says
the drama.
Total Drama Island, and it's like, okay, like it seems like he's already getting sick of introducing the show up to episode 7.
Exactly. We after the theme song, we cut to Chris's favorite sound in the world. Sadie's crying as she's holding a piece of the dock. Bridget tries to comfort her, but it's more of the
Yeah, it just reaches new peaks in this one.
Yeah. So Bridget comforts her, bring her back. All the bats are kind of still around the campfire ceremony. And the gophers come and join them. They offer them some snacks, and then find out that the reason that they came is because Owen stunk up the cabin.
So it's
Right away.
them fart jokes, man.
Smelly.
Yep. They're a lot.
I like the part where Owen farts.
That's every part. So, Beth comes up to Courtney with some green jello with a gummy worm inside. Courtney goes like, ew, and like shushes it away, and then DJ flips the fuck out because he's scared of snakes. And then they all get into a conversation about the things that they fear the most.
This was
wonder
one
what
of
this
the
episode's gonna be based
this was one of the few episodes that I like actually really remembered as a kid. That really stuck out to me.
Yeah. I think it's the non-game aspect of it where they're just talking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They developed as characters a little bit. I liked that part.
I also want to note that every phobia is valid. Which we could go on and list it.
Yes.
But I think any phobia shaming is a big old no-no in my opinion.
Okay, but Chris, Celine Dion music store standee.
I think if you have a phobia, if it's a phobia that's ingrained within you and you're scared, then
there is no
valid
definition. There is no like word for that type of fear though. You're just afraid of it. It's not an actual phobia.
Well, to Duncan it is, and to the writers it is. So I say it's valid
Chris,
across the board.
Duncan is a fictional character.
I am saying I'm telling the world right now is that if you're scared of something, regardless of what it is, you are valid.
Okay, it's valid, but it's not a phobia.
Okay, regardless.
Okay, either way.
Okay. Oh,
They're
guys,
they're scared
guys,
of these things.
guys, let's play a fun game. What's everybody's deepest, darkest fears?
Fucking spiders.
What was that?
Spiders.
Matt, what's yours?
I don't know. And I'm not saying that as like, oh, I'm scared of nothing. It's like I don't have anything that specifically I would say is a fear of mine.
Because you haven't experienced it yet.
Yes.
Says the psychopath.
I have a lot of fears. Heights, spiders, death, the future. Yeah.
Valid.
Yeah, so
Valid.
there you go. It's valid across the board.
So the cast lists their fears. DJ is scared of snakes. Tyler is scared of chickens. Beth of bugs. Harold of ninjas. Heather of sumo wrestlers. Gwen of being buried alive. Lindsay stepping in a minefield in heels.
Yes, can
Owen
we
and Izzy
hold
both-
on? We need to break that one
yes.
down.
Yep. Yep.
That because again valid, very valid. But in what I want to know what happened in her life that kind of made her get to that point. I'm just very
What
curious.
a past experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has she have experience with minefields, and more specifically, walking in heels within them? Like it's a very specific fear. I'm very curious.
Or like perhaps it's just the concept of it that makes her so afraid of it.
Could be it
Could be.
because I guess I would be scared of walking in the minefield without heels or in heels. Either way, it's very.
I wouldn't be scared of walking in heels.
Yeah, that's true. I'm scared of walking in heels. Just period.
It's not that bad.
That's
No, I mean I worry about like tipping over. That's why I'd be feared of.
Okay, the only reason I say that is because I have a younger sister.
That's okay. I
it's fun.
whatever. If people have tried on heels, more power to you because those are powerful fucking shoes.
They're
I
very
have tried on
uncomfortable.
heels. Yes, this is true.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lindsay's stepping to minefield. Owen and Izzy, both scared of flying.
Is
Jeff is
always
scared.
their ship name?
Oh no!
Yes. Jeff is scared of hail. Bridget of being left alone in the woods for an extended period of time. Sadie is scared of bad haircuts, and Lindsay decides to change her fear to that.
Which I think that's the best part of this whole thing is that just
Yes,
like
absolutely.
she was like this really scary situation to like oh no bad haircuts worse much worse.
Bad haircuts. Yep.
I've
Cody.
never personally had a bad haircut because I usually just get a buzz cut, but
There you go.
It works.
I don't know. It's just I've never actually seen it as like that big of a deal.
Cody's scared of defusing a time bomb under pressure. Courtney claims she's not afraid of anything. Duncan mentions the Celine Dion music store standees, and Trent says he is scared of mimes. Took a bit to get Duncan to confess, and they made a little bit of fun of him for it, but he said it, and Trent was like, yeah, I'm scared of mimes.
Yeah.
Next morning, Chris introduces the challenge, and then mentions that it's sumo time for Heather. Like, he does that kind of sing-songy voice. And they were like, wait, how do they know what our fears are?
Also, that spit take was way too long. The moment that Chris mentioned sumo, Heather spit out her drink, and it went. There was a lot of drink that she had in her mouth. I just wanted to point that out. It was about like 7 or 8 seconds compared to like a 3 or 4 second spit take. Not even.
3 or 4 seconds is still long.
That's still long.
That's still a long time.
That was.
'Cause it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
And that's probably the more accurate number as to how long that the spit take was, but that was still way too long for comfort.
They realize, hey, we're on a reality show. There are cameras everywhere. And so their conversation that they had that night was about their fears. So they are exploiting their fears for television. Chef brings in Tyler a whole fried chicken, just fried the whole chicken. Tyler takes a bite out of the head, and then the head of the chicken pops out of it, and Tyler gets scared.
Okay, so hold on. Is
Yes.
So was the chicken alive within the fried thing? Is that what it was
I don't
implying?
know.
Because
don't know.
that's very scary. That's not good. That I would be scared of that, and I'm not afraid of chickens.
Oh, yeah.
I think anyone
Yes.
would be scared of the fact that they bit into their food, and the animal was still alive. That's like when they bring those
yes.
lobsters to the fucking table, like those cooked lobsters. They just took them out of the tanks, and they're still moving a little bit. It's like, ugh.
Okay, but if you are handed a whole fried chicken, like the whole chicken, why is the head where you decide to bite?
That's true.
Also
That's
a good
valid.
point.
That's valid. Yeah, like why would you want to start with the head? Why would that taste good?
That's not the part of the chicken that you eat.
I mean, I'm sure in some cultures that is, but
That's sure, yes.
That's true. Yeah.
Don't start at the head. What? I could name like 5 different things wrong with that. What are you doing?
I mean, you got a delectable wing and a nice leg to start. No, you just go right
What
for.
are you doing?
Yeah, start for the head. Start with the fucking head. That's great. That's
There's
wonderful.
a brain and a skull and a beak in there.
Oh, okay,
What are
wait a
you
minute.
doing?
Wait a
And the
minute.
giblets.
Wait a minute. So
Giblets.
there's a okay. You just said that there's a skull in there, right? How the fuck did Tyler bite that with no problem? Oh, wait, that's true.
It wasn't the actual chicken skull.
That's true.
Like, it was
true. The
hiding
chicken
inside
popped up.
the rest of the chicken.
That's true. It was just like a
This
hollow.
is a card. We are over analyzing.
It was a hollow breading.
So was the chicken itself bathed in what would even combat a fryer other than water, right? That would go against the oil, and then
Okay.
I guess.
No.
Yeah.
You do not want to battle a fryer with water. That is the worst thing
True.
you can possibly do.
what are you talking
True.
about? It's genius.
Okay, sure.
How else would they have gotten the chicken like that? Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
So the challenge essentially is this: each camper has to face their fear. If they overcome it, their team gets a point. It's really simple. In theory. But it's really stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. This point scoring
I-
system was very strange to me.
It's also
Yes.
very subjective.
It's very, very subjective.
It's very subjective. The Gophers have one more person on their team than the Bass do. So is it by percentage or is it by flat out points? Because if everyone on the Bass does it and one person on the Gophers doesn't do it, they still have the same number of points. But everyone on the Bass did it, and they still couldn't beat what the Gophers did.
Don't they address that later?
Some they do it's yes, but no.
Well, yes, but actually no.
Well, yes, but actually
not
no.
really, not really, no.
It's they address the current point situation at that time, but it's not addressed the fact that hey, the Gophers just have more people on them right now, on the team right now.
All of these are all made up rules by Chris. He plays by his own rules.
It's pretty much. I feel like
that is how this game works.
There's a better example of this as a concept, I think, in the next episode. But this is a great reason to just think that I don't know. This is a great show, right? I think we all really enjoy it. I don't think any of the producers of this show and the writers on the show would be good reality show television writers.
No.
Just because they would not be able to come up with competent competitions in any way, shape, or form. That's good on Big Brother, maybe.
Right. I think the challenges that happen later in the season make more sense as challenges.
Yeah.
There's definitely some writing pains and growing pains still, even though we're like a third of the way into the season.
Sure.
A quarter. Ish. So we go through each different contestant's fear, and we kind of cut back and forth a lot. The first one is Beth, who said she was scared of being covered in bugs, and so she has to jump into a kiddie pool full of worms and be submerged.
She got off easy.
Yes. Out of any type of bug, worms would be the one I would prefer to be surrounded by, like, over any other bug.
I completely agree.
Yes.
It's like being in a pool of spaghetti. Like that's not
right.
hard.
Like it's a little slimy, but like what can worms do to you?
They
Nothing.
can poop.
Okay.
So they poop already. All bugs can poop.
Yeah, but worms, they just kind of roll in it.
Every bug poops.
They can mitosis and become two worms.
It's true, but it requires them being cut in half.
Well, karate chop, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, like cockroaches. Like you could they have the materials. They just blew it. They just blew it in this one.
They have the art for it already, so they could have.
Help me!
I forgot about that one.
I think it's just like let's not traumatize the children watching this program too much.
Oh,
that's fair.
Well, oh yes, let's not traumatize them. Even though like multiple episodes of like everyone vomiting at once. Yeah, no, let's not traumatize them. It's fine.
Vomit's not traumatizing. Vomit's funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
Gross out humor's funny.
Yeah, there you
go.
After that, it cuts to Sadie and Lindsay, who are being given bad haircuts, which look like mullets with the bangs up.
Mm-hmm.
Owen grabs one and puts it on, and then prances around a little bit, and then trips over a stool.
What was the point of that?
Well, the point of that was to be the best part of the episode. Was the point of that?
It was so they could use it for the trailer for the episode.
That's it.
The commercial for the episode.
It was great.
I can't even present another argument for that. I'm just altogether very confused.
Just random humor, all random.
Yeah. Oh god.
Cut to then Owen and Izzy being put on a plane flown by Chef, and the plane is very rackety, not in good shape. I would be scared flying on that plane. I don't have a fear of heights. Or flying.
Why was he dressed like a flight attendant if he was flying the plane?
That's a good question.
Maybe he just likes dressing like that.
No, that's fair. That's valid. I just was like, you could have done a pilot uniform.
Yeah. Harold in the bathroom is then attacked by ninjas. He walks out of the stall, starts doing nunchuck tricks, rather impressively, and the screen is just flashing with the nunchucks, and then he just knocks himself out and falls in the toilet.
Amazing. The hero we needed.
the hero we need.
Did it ever like make a sound if he flushed or anything?
I don't know.
Maybe he fell
And
on
I'm
his
very
own pieces.
concerned now that he fell in the poopy water.
Poopy water.
No, he just sits down to pee.
Now, objectively, don't you think that he potentially, considering that he was ready to stand up and really stand up to these ninjas, even though he clocked himself over the head with the nunchucks, that he overcame his fear of ninjas?
Like,
Did they
the
not
way I
count
see it,
that?
he wasn't even afraid of them to
No,
begin
this
with.
was not a point for the bass.
Like, I feel like that would have counted even though he Like it's like you have to complete a challenge involving your fear, not necessarily overcome the fear.
Overface the
See, like,
fear.
the way I
Right.
see it is that, like, he wasn't even afraid of them to begin with. He was just kind of doing it to get around the system.
Well, he didn't know when he was sane.
Yeah,
What,
like
if,
no.
what if he did
fear
know?
that-
What if he did?
I don't think Harold has that much foresight.
Harold's all knowing.
No, the only all-knowing character is Izzy.
Yeah,
That's valid.
She's like Slowpoke, just omniscient.
exactly. So that's all that Harold gets to do this episode.
Yeah.
Lashana starts running, and then Chef comes on screen in a spider costume. Just walking.
You guys remember? Have you guys seen that like video of like the dog in the spider costume?
Yes, I hate it.
Yes.
I hate it so much.
It's so good.
So it just wants to be friends, but it looks so terrifying. So Chef is in the spider costume, going after Lashana, while also being in the plane, because the plane hasn't landed yet.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that.
And you can say that these are like out of sequence, but there seems to be some chronology in here.
Well, wasn't like Owen sitting on like at like the stage where DJ faced his fear, and like he was supposedly still on the plane as well.
Perhaps.
I think
maybe the plane thing happened later.
Yeah, like, and I think that the whole thing is kind of implying that it's all like these happened out of order supposedly, but it is also a that would be maybe the way that they argue it. Otherwise, it's just the continuity errors all around.
Right. Because there's some things that have some continuity, like clear events happening in order.
Yes.
But,
Yeah.
Next up, they're back on the stage with that they did the talent show on, where Heather has to face down a sumo wrestler, and by facing her fear, she cowers and like crouches down, and the sumo wrestler trips over her and then goes bouncing away.
Classic comedy.
And gets a point for it.
But okay, so then again, like she didn't even. This was like the opposite. Like she didn't overcome her fear, but she like completed the challenge. But then she got the point though. So all right, whatever.
It's because she's popular. You wouldn't understand.
It's because it's Heather, and everything always good happens to Heather. Dumb bitch.
Exactly. So next up, Bridget is in the woods alone. This is her fear. Squirrel makes a noise and she punts it into the sun.
Perfect. Finally. What they always deserve.
Not into the sun. It lands in the... Wait, what?
Wait, so there's this underlying hatred of squirrels that I did not know Matt had. Or Walsh had.
No, just for the squirrels in Total Drama.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
That's fair. The squirrel gets punted to the ocean, or to the lake, rather. They're in the middle of the lake. And it pans over to Gwen being buried alive by Chris. Again, I love the fact that Chris is the one doing the burying, and I feel like he's getting something out of it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, enjoying the fact that he gets to directly cause this torture.
It's his challenge, so.
Right. He is... As he's burying Gwen, Trent is talking with her, trying to, like, psych her up, being, like, a good teammate. Gives her a walkie-talkie so that she can keep talking to him while she's buried. And it's like, really sweet and stuff. And then they cut back over to the stage again. DJ, scared of snakes, just has to, like, get up to it. And it's, like, a really small, cute snake. Snakes are, like, a non-fear for me. Like, I love snakes.
Good
I
for
think
you.
snakes are pretty cool.
Yeah. But that's like the one, like, common fear that I for sure do not have.
I love this snake. This
Yes.
particular snake with the tiny smiley face. He's very cute.
Yes.
I enjoy him.
It's a good snake.
Good snake. And DJ manages to succeed. Courtney kind of yells at him to suck it up, and I bring this up just because it's something happens later that I want to note. But Courtney's like, "Suck it up. It's a small ass snake. You can do it." So he does it and gets the Bass's first point.
She goes on to say, "Fear is only in the mind," which is just a bad take. Just a bad take.
Guess what, Courtney? Everything's in the mind.
And it's fucking
everything is up there.
And it's fucking scary. So just please, ugh.
We go back to the beach. They're talking. Trent and Gwen are, and Gwen asks Trent to tell the story of why he's scared of mimes. So he talks about how his mom took him to the carnival to see the elephants.
Which you shouldn't do.
Which, no. But then he got lost from her, and when he turned around, they were just mimes, and they kept following him. Their white faces. They were all just mimicking whatever he did. And then a mime shows up and chases him away, and he drops his walkie-talkie. Cut to Cody, who has to defuse a time bomb, which is probably the, like, most extreme of all of these challenges, except for maybe one later.
I don't know. That flying one was pretty messy.
The flying one's pretty rough.
Yeah.
So he has to defuse a time bomb. It's just a bunch of fucking trash and wires. He ends up. Cody's asked Chris, "Hey, aren't you gonna stay?" And Chris is like, "No way do I want to be anywhere near this thing when it goes off."
It's that good old danger that
Yep.
he loves. He'll watch from afar.
He's getting
Cut
off
back
to this.
to. Yep. Cut back to Trent, who's being chased by the mime, and he's just like, "There's no wall there, man."
Poor Trent.
As the mime is doing mime things.
Yes.
Next up is Duncan's fear. He just has to hug the Celine Dion standee. Tyler and Courtney both encourage him in different ways. Tyler's like, "Dude, it's made of cardboard, just do it." And Courtney is like, "Oh, it's okay. If you can't do it, it's okay." Like she's very, like, sweet and encouraging with him compared to DJ, who she was like, "Suck it up and do it."
Courtney is... She's... Her and Heather need to be tied together and thrown onto a runaway train.
Oh, okay.
Courtney certainly is something.
You don't like Courtney?
There's not much to like about Courtney.
I have mixed feelings about Courtney. I'll leave it at that.
You know what? I will give Duncan credit, though. Celine Dion is scary looking.
There you go.
But he is able to do it. He gives her a hug, and then there's this, like, "And I will always love you," but not that. There's like a parody of it in the background.
Yeah, that's also
But
not...
it's
That's also not Celine Dion's song. If that's what you're going for, because
Yeah.
it's not.
but it sounds like it.
It's. I think it's more so, like, it's more of a parody of the Titanic.
No, it's "My Heart Will Go On,"
Yes,
isn't it?
yes,
Yeah.
that's...
I was thinking of a different fucking song. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Go me.
You're talking about Whitney Houston's song.
Oops.
So, oh well.
Yeah. I think I knew what I was talking about, just not what I was talking about.
That's
you feel?
yeah. I got you.
Know what I'm talking about?
Yes, maybe.
Trent's still running
I'm
from
lost.
the mime. Me too. Trent's still running from the mime. Jumps into the lake, and taunts him. Is like, I bet you can't swim. And then the mime starts to swim, and then Trent decides to tell the mime, "If you get in, your makeup will run." And that sets the mime away. He overcame his fear.
That's
Even though I would still argue he's still afraid of mimes, he just completed the challenge of making the mime go away.
right. Exactly.
I mean, Chris does state that he just has to make him go away.
It's true.
Yeah. No, that's the challenge. It's very fair.
Yep. Trent, he overcame what he needed to.
Yep.
And then Chris starts Jeff's challenge, which is just to be pelted by a cloud of hail that he can control remotely.
Okay. Yeah. Chris, this is when you know Chris is a fucking god. He fucks with the weather, dude. This is when things get scary. This is when, this is the horror music starts to come in for this fucking show. Chris can fuck with the weather, bro. This ain't fun anymore.
As it's pelting him with hail, Lindsay thinks the cloud is cute and wants one of her own.
I have
And Trent...
I have like an
Sorry,
obscure. I have an obscure reference. What this reminds me of, Monsoon from Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Yes.
That's what this cloud reminds me of.
Absolutely, yeah, totally.
Because in
That's
the
exactly.
game it creates clouds that follow you around and strike you with lightning.
Right. So not hail.
Not hail, but close enough.
That's fine. Trent goes up to Chris, and Trent's just kind of like looking over Chris's shoulder, like, "Dude, can you like go lower so it pelts him harder?" And Chris mentions that that he's gonna bury Jeff in hail, and Trent is reminded that Gwen is still under all the sand.
Okay, hold on. I don't think bringing the cloud lower would make it hit harder.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
There's not like a what is the reasoning for doing it outside of maybe like blinding him.
Right, like hold a baseball right above your head and drop it, and then have someone climb a ladder and drop it on your head. Which one's gonna hurt more?
No, that's exactly the point. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Right.
But then at the same time, like, Trent, come on.
Right.
Trent, you
my
left...
boy.
And Chris is just fucking sitting there like it wasn't his fucking responsibility to get this girl out of the ground.
To get Gwen out. So Trent goes back, digs Gwen up, and she throws the walkie-talkie at him for leaving him behind.
Fair enough.
Fucking good.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to think that she actually died, and for some reason that was like her dead body throwing it. I don't know.
My God! Wow.
Why?
I don't know. I was just like, oh, did she die? Like, how is this happening?
Oh, she's dead. Yeah. There's no way.
She's dead.
Yep.
I mean, I know that now, duh, but
It's her corpse that competes in the rest of the competition. It's her undead being.
Necromancy.
oh, what does that mean for Trent then?
Owen and Izzy land their plane, and it immediately breaks down after they get off.
Oh, I even noticed that.
Yeah, it was very fast, but the plane just kind of collapsed.
Excellent.
So at this point, it is 6-2, with the Gophers in the lead. It's kind of a blowout at this point.
Yeah, what and what's the math on that? It's Owen, Izzy,
It's Owen, Izzy,
Beth,
Gwen, Beth, Trent, and Heather.
Okay, I see.
And then the Bass are just DJ and Duncan at this point.
Okay.
Bridget has like a confessional about how well it's going, and then the explosion happens. I skipped this. The explosion happened earlier, where Cody's bomb blew up. Cody's covered in trash, and as he's like walking in the forest, he's like, "Girls, anyone there?"
Yeah, I was about to say, character non-development is the name of this segment. Cody saying, "Girls, ladies," because 100% that because they need to get his character tree in there, which is just to be, basically a simp.
I was gonna bring that up in the next episode.
And he's they had to insert that in there because otherwise he does not have another line in this episode.
Yep. Cody then, in his trash monster form, chases Bridget through the woods. And Bridget is scared, runs out of the woods, doesn't complete her challenge. Lindsay and Sadie both get rid of their bad haircuts. They did it. And they're able to bond over it. They both mention how cute each other are, and it's really nice.
Sadie,
some actual development for Sadie.
Yeah, it's Sadie befriends Katie's voice actor. It's great.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, technically they weren't haircuts.
They were wigs. You were right.
They have to cut that hair next time. They really want to fuck some shit up.
Yeah. So Tyler has to be in the chicken pen for 3 minutes, and as soon as he gets in, he's in the fetal position, sucking his thumb.
Courtney comes through and says that he needs to, quote, quit being such a girl, which is ironic, but also another very bad take. Just a really bad take again.
Courtney is full of these.
It's just a non-stop. Like the fire, the hottest of takes are just within for Courtney.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
great.
They the cast kind of assesses their situation, and they realize, oh shit, the Gophers are up 7-3. The 3 bass points being, and this is where like I take some
umbrage
umbrage with this episode. Okay, so the ones that succeeded: DJ, Duncan, and Sadie. Cool. Yes, not gonna argue with that. How did Jeff fail, or how did he not succeed? Like there was no resolution for what Jeff actually did for the hail thing. He just ran around and got pelted by it.
He kept running from it. He should have just taken it like a man.
Just take it like a man?
Okay, Matt, bad take again. Another bad take.
Like a man part. Sure. Bridger ran out of the woods. Harold's was up in the air because he knocked himself out. It's weird. The bass points are weird to me, and the fact that it's this lopsided feels really strange. But they point that out. Cody does math on a calculator. I don't know why that was needed. But he points out the score is 7-3, and that even if Courtney does her challenge, they won't have enough points to win. And Courtney talks about the fact that, hey, I never said what my fear was, but she did at the very beginning. She hates green gelatin. So Chris offers, if you jump into the green jelly, I'll triple your points and you'll win the challenge.
But they wouldn't win the challenge though, because it's
no, it wouldn't. It's not. So the way that I interpreted it was, he would triple their points. He wouldn't give her triple points.
Okay. I see.
Because that's the only way it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's we have to make the logic for this show, I guess.
Yes. The phrasing was bad.
Yeah.
The phrasing was very bad.
So if Courtney does this jump, and it's a large jump, like a really tall ladder diving board into just fucking green gelatin, reminiscent of the very first challenge, in terms of level of danger. So, if she does this, they win the challenge. But she can't get over the fact that it's sugary, jiggly snot looking. And that's why only the green ones, like, freak her out.
It's valid.
Just green jello.
It's valid, man.
Gwen tries to taunt her and get her to be more scared by, like, saying how warm it is out here in the sun. The rest of the team encourages it. But it's not good enough for Courtney. She chickens out. I wrote on the outline, it said, Courtney chickens out, Tyler doesn't chicken at all.
Perfect.
There you go.
In Courtney's confessional, she mentions that she thinks she's going to go home, and then we get a quick little thing of Owen in the jello talking about how warm it is.
Owen just brings that right level of strange to the show. Just like that,
Yes.
right? The very, very good level of strange.
We cut to the campfire ceremony, and most of the marshmallows have already been given out, but there are 2 left and 3 campers. We have Tyler, Courtney, and Bridget still left. Bridget is given the next one, and then Courtney is given the last one over Tyler. This challenge is stupid. I do not like it.
So, the thing is that, like, I felt like in this particular challenge, like, okay, definitely Courtney. I would definitely get her out, right? But
Yes.
in the same vein, I feel like Tyler had this coming for a while. And, like, in terms of, like, when to get rid of, like, a contestant, like, Tyler has been done nothing but, like, hold this team back, and I don't like Courtney, and I don't really want to give her much credit for anything, but I think that she probably serves as a little bit more of an asset to the team going forward than Tyler. So I'm like,
Yeah.
in trying to determine whether or not this was a good choice, I think it is, but fuck Courtney at the same time.
Yeah. That's what I felt when I was younger. For some reason, Tyler was my favorite. From right off the bat, and I was pissed off at this episode. Just because Courtney could have won but chose not to, and then they voted off Tyler just because.
Yeah, if this was just about this challenge, I think Courtney should have gone. But I think it's kind of
building up with Tyler's incompetence.
Yeah,
Courtney so far has been one of the biggest chickens in terms of being able to complete challenges that I've noticed. Between like the jumping from the cliff or I guess a lot of jumping really.
Right.
Where she's very much one to kind of talk about getting stuff done and then is not very much one for action.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I definitely agree that I think Tyler had it coming for a while.
Like
So-
he got away with like not getting voted out like quite a few times. Like this was like his time was gonna come, and it
Yeah.
finally did. And besides, Courtney's a much more interesting character, so there's a reason
Yes.
why the producers want
Yes,
to
I will-
keep her around.
So as Tyler's going, they say a lot of like chicken puns, which felt like unnecessarily mean, like toward him.
Shut up,
Why-
Tyler.
why he lost
Shut
the
up, Tyler fan.
No, I'm not just.
I know.
No, it's like Jeff, you could have just like gone under something
Like
and got a point. Like so many other of the team, it wasn't just Tyler and Courtney who didn't finish the challenge.
I get you.
Yeah, and they're just lobbing these puns at him, and then 2 of them in a row say something about flying.
Chickens don't fly. Wait a second.
Wait a minute.
It is that was the one time I think I did side with Courtney, who at the very end was just like, okay, let's quit it, or whatever the fuck that she said.
Yeah.
She was just like, that was just like, okay, that's enough. And then the next part is, not great either.
Yeah, Tyler's on the boat. He's sad. He's crying. But then he looks and he hears a cluck. The boat is full of chickens.
Yo, this creepypasta got scary.
And then the episode ends with a confessional by Lindsay, who says, "I'll never forget our time together, Tyler." Which is a total Lindsay thing to do.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And foreshadowing for a world tour.
Yeah, they had to make sure to tie out that relationship in some capacity, so that makes sense.
Yep. Okay, so that was Phobia Factor. Any last thoughts on the episode as a whole?
This episode was a lot better, or at least it was when I was a kid, and rewatching it, it just, did not hold up as well.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my question to you guys. Out of all of the fear challenges that the contestants had to go through, which ones would you, if you had to do one of them, which one would you most want to do, and which one would you least want to do?
Hug the Celine Dion standee.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that either.
I would want to do that. That would be the easiest.
I would do the green jelly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That would be pretty fun, actually.
I would enjoy swimming in that.
I'd hold the snake.
The snake would be good.
Snake is good.
Yes.
Especially if the snake was that cute.
Yeah, I'd probably go for the snake just because he was adorable.
Yes.
Police.
Which one would you most not want to do?
The spider.
The spider costume?
Yeah, because in their universe, it's all cartoony. But that could be different for us. It could be a hyper realistic spider costume, and I don't want to
But
deal
it's
with
still
that.
just a dude. He's just a dude.
I know, but spider.
But it's just a dude.
My fears are
It's
irrational.
just a dude.
Gabe's valid. If there's
Listen,
a spider,
I understand.
if there's a spider in a suit, or if there's a person in a spider suit, no matter how much I know that's a human, if it looks like a spider, that's still fucking scary.
It's the same
Regardless.
fucking deal with the freaking dog and spider costume.
There you go.
Yeah, and he was adorable.
He just wanted to be pet.
Yeah.
I would not want to defuse the time bomb.
I would not want to do that either. But between the plane, I feel like there was an even worse one.
Plane was bad.
The hail was not fun.
Yeah. What about Buried Alive? How do you guys feel about that?
No.
I'll do it.
That one, I feel like I could handle that.
I could be
Yeah, I
comfortable
don't
for
think that
5.
would be that bad.
I'd
No,
be
I
comfortable
can't-
for
I
5
can't do
minutes.
Claustrophobic or
I am kind of claustrophobic, but in that context, just being buried alive with the off chance of being forgotten, no, that's something I don't want to deal with.
fair?
I would say the plane because I think that the plane in this context, if it was just flying, it would be fine. But there is actually acrobatic tricks being done and flying upside down, and the plane was half broken.
Yeah.
If that was the condition, yeah, hell no, I'm not doing that.
That's fair.
All
right, shall we get to ratings or
Yeah.
any other last thoughts?
Sure, I'm down for ratings.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I'm going to give this episode a 4 just because I think the challenge was stupid.
And also, Tyler, your favorite contestant went home.
No, that's not mine.
That's why we all know that's why, Matt. You don't
It's
have
not.
to you don't have to hide it from us.
Yeah, it's you could you
Nice.
don't have to defend your Tyler love. It's fine.
Matt,
No.
I know you're wearing a tracksuit right now.
What if I was though?
No judgment. Tracksuits are kind of comfortable if you don't have to
No, they
look
are.
at them. I'm gonna give the episode.
You know, 4 seems low. I'm going to do 4.5.
Okay. All right. I'll do 6. I think that I agree with Matt with Walsh on this because I think what's the episode seemed a lot better in the past. I think now, and especially the way I prefaced this whole episode, I feel like doing this to people is just not good. Like, I don't like Fear Factor for that reason. I think screwing with people mentally like that is just not good, and physically in this way is not good. So I think some of this was kind of like cringeworthy thinking about it happening in real life. With that said, though, I also enjoyed some of the comedy of this episode, some of the ridiculousness of the situations, but I would give points off for the challenge.
All right, Walsh.
It was so weird because it was like, oh, we got a different kind of challenge. Ooh, but then it's so wishy-washy in terms of rules and, in terms of like what counts as success and failure.
Yeah.
I would probably, I'd give it a 5 total. I think just because like you kind of remember it better than it is, because I think it was just like, whoa, everybody gets like their own cool fear thing, but just like rewatching it, it's just like it's kind of all over the place.
Yeah. Gabe,
I'll give it a 7.
explain yourself.
No.
Yeah,
Total
it's
Drama
fine.
Rama time then.
All right. So after
Gabe, do you want to hold on? Gabe, do you want to explain yourself?
No.
All right,
Okay,
he's just
just
doubling
wait.
down. That's fine.
All right, just checking. That's confirmation.
Okay. So, based on the events of this episode, I decided to find a more tame but slightly relevant one. This is episode 15, season 1 of Total Dramarama. I pray for more seasons till the end of time. This episode was written by Lori Elliott. It is called A Ninjustice to Harold. Harold enjoys being the ninja of the class, but he soon becomes jealous when the kids call Beth a ninja. Harold then sets up a ninja battle between the two.
Okay, so here let's break this down real quick. Fucking Harold is scared of ninjas. So like,
See, this just furthers my theory.
what's
That Harold knew what the challenge was going to be.
That he knew he wasn't afraid of them, so that's why he said it out loud.
Oh, he has a point.
No, Harold's doing a whole Batman thing where he has to like become what he fears most.
Oh.
That's an interesting way to put it, I guess.
Which then in retrospect it's kind of dumb because he's like, I dress as a bat because I am scared of bats.
Right. I like, so like why Beth in particular becoming the ninja? Like there's a lot of weird character choices happening here.
Because they're the biggest weebs to be ninjas.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think of it from like a nerd
answer.
point of view.
There's your answer.
Yeah. All right. Well, guess it's logical. I guess this is a logical episode of Total Dramarama.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yep. This actually might be like the tamest one.
Well, yeah. No,
There are tamer ones, but I think this is one of the more tamer ones that I've shared with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Still weird though.
Yes.
No, nothing is really normal when it comes to this show.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's beautiful.
Any final thoughts?
Stay home and wash your hands, please.
Stay home, wash your hands, face your fears, but only if that's what you want to do.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, you don't have to do it. It's totally fine.
Oh
Okay.
no, I'm scared of winning Total Drama Island. I hope it doesn't happen.
When did like Melania Trump become part of the Trump Island contestants pool?
This has been the Doc of Shame podcast. Stay fresh.
Stay healthy.
Stay slippery.
Yes.
The Doc of Shame podcast is brought to you by Team Chaos Productions. Find us on Twitter at Doc of Shame and find more of our work at Team Chaos Pods.